Welcome in. We are back at our 2023 prediction series, and we are here to take a look at the month of April. We are going to be playing with the well-known archetypes, the Goddess Power Oracle deck by Colette Baron Reed. We have the Wild Unknown Animal Spirits, Modern Witch Tarot, the Winged Enchantment, and my very own deck, the Straightforward Oracle. So let us get started. Let's look at the energy that we can expect from April. If you haven't already, check out the 2023 predictions playlist on my channel, I Love Magic. And while you're there, go ahead and subscribe. And click the bell so you'll be notified of when I upload, because it's random. It depends on my schedule. Let's see what else. Like this video and comment. And let me know if you watched this at any point in April and anything has come to pass for you. All right. Let's see. What do we need to know for the month ahead? Yeah, definitely look at January, February, and March. They're going to be the precursor story, the prequel leading up to April. So far, very generally speaking, key points here, January was a time of stillness, purging, healing, reflection, and letting the foundation set. We coined it with the tagline, "Let your nails dry January." Instead of dry January, it was "Let your nails dry January." And just kind of let yourself come into focus, right? We're letting our new self kind of integrate and get solid. February was when the energy shifts and there is openings and flow starting to happen, and that's when we need to start getting really busy with the work of manifestation, with putting effort into our goals, with really paying attention to our mindset. There's going to be a lot of really powerful, fortunate potential during February that we need to get some momentum on. And then come March, that is just going to explode into an expansive version of that. So it's going to be a fleeting moment of March where we're going to have this special opportunity that we need to act on fast, or we need to take a decisive action, but it's going to be a moment that is fleeting, and so the energy is going to be fleeting. The extra potential around the situation or momentum from the universe is a temporary moment. You might feel a surge of inspiration with a project and get like a lot done really quickly, so take advantage of March. Okay, so now that we've recapped a little bit, I definitely think you should go back and watch those videos though. Let's see, what is our archetypal influence for the themes that we will be working with in April? Ooh, the storm. Oh my gosh, this popped up when I was shuffling. Makes sense. The storms, April showers brings May flowers. Very interesting. Right after my breakup, I was like so charged from it. You know, when you have that tower moment and your whole life just sort of implodes and you have this like lunacy and hysteria about you where you're like, I can do anything, I can be anyone, and you're like on this like manic high from just like the shock of it all. I remember at one point I felt so empowered that I remember thinking to myself while I was jogging, because I had so much energy about all the change that was coming, but I remembered saying, like, I feel like I could channel lightning right now. And I shit you not, over the next season, like the next 3 or 4 months, I was out in the woods about 3 or 4 times, and that thought occurred to me. A storm moved in quickly. I was like 30 minutes from home on foot, and I had to run through lightning storms with rain and floods and like lightning all around me. And I was like, no, I don't want to channel lightning. But I have a feeling that we're going to be channeling lightning in April, and I think that's a good thing. I think we're going to be catching lightning in a bottle. I think our storm chakra is going to be activated. And I'm not 100% sure on what the storm chakra is, but intuitively, it calls to mind an image of an energetic force of change and cleansing and renewal that's washing through your whole aura like a storm, right? That's cleansing and recharging, right? And leaving you feeling refreshed and electrified. But yes, catching that lightning in the bottle goes on that theme of whatever that moment was in March, the opportunity. It's like, hopefully we took the opportunity and we've caught lightning in a bottle, that once in a lifetime opportunity, you know, that special, unique set of circumstances around a situation, and we were able to make it like spin lead into gold kind of thing. So very exciting. I definitely will read Storm. I haven't pulled that card a lot, but I'm going to go on and read or pull these other ones first. Okay, what is the divine feminine influence that can mentor us through April? Who is our divine feminine mentor goddess? That felt forced. This one. Ooh, Sophia, divine wisdom. I feel like I can't remember how to say her name, but she came up in the first 3 months of the year, and she's related to Sophia. She is a younger version of wisdom that has learned not to abandon herself or shrink herself for others. So Sophia is divine wisdom, and I think that all of the divine storm that has washed through our lives through 2022, and even maybe before that, but certainly as of the last year and culminating recently of this purge, I think that it's left us with all of this divine wisdom that we can now build upon now. It's like we're not just winging it anymore. We're putting our experience into motion, and we're using our discernment, and we're tuning into that higher voice, and we're able to connect with that super consciousness that is the voice of our higher self, right? And this whole year, it's like we're integrating our living physical self with our higher self, and we're learning to be that embodiment of that. And so it takes discipline, it takes wisdom, it takes being able to go slow and evaluate and feel and think and sense and take those all into account and be controlled by none, and make a proactive free will decision about how to show up in any given situation. I love it. Okay, let's see who our animal spirit is. Ooh, oh my goodness, too many cards, but I kind of drawn to this one here. Ooh, Scorpion, transformation and change, maybe even something that can sting a little, which that kind of like the sting of that scorpion tail reminds me of the bolt of lightning that also stings, the electrical sting. The scorpion is in the fire realm with as far as like the element that it's associated with. So there's something about heat and passion, and maybe being careful about what you say in the heat of passion, but also letting heat and passion transform you for good, right? It takes heat and pressure to melt down metal in order to purify it and change it into something beautiful, right? Into a piece of jewelry or a piece of, something useful, right? So we might find ourselves feeling the heat for good and for bad. I mean, it might be good pressure, but pressure is pressure, right? It might be excitement and nerves. Let's read Scorpion, because I don't use this deck super often, so I don't want to miss anything that's valuable. We need to. Okay, so passionate, competitive, tends toward isolation. The Scorpion is a passionate and determined creature. Their career is very important to them, as are a few select friends. Sometimes the Scorpion's heat festers, and they focus on unresolved events from the past. Usually a situation where they were left feeling burned. The Scorpion card says it's time to come clean about your feelings so everyone can heal and you can get back to your usual fiery but fun self. When in balance, wild and free, fierce. When out of balance, jealous, resentful, unresolved. To bring into balance, honesty and forgiveness. I think this is really important because over the course of the last couple of weeks recently, I'm filming this right now and it's January. It's January 23rd. So many of our messages coming through in our collective readings, in my personal readings, in the readings that I watch from the people that I follow, there's this challenge to let yourself be seen authentically instead of putting on a mask or false fronts or bravado or pretending that everything's perfect or like you're too cool for school or whatever. You'd be better served right now to really allow yourself to be a little bit vulnerable and open up a little bit and let yourself be seen. Because right now, it's like we're being a little bit too defensive with our heart chakra. We're too closed off. And so there's something about us that's not being able to feel safe to be seen. And it's keeping us hidden. Or it's keeping us in a state of latency where, you know, our goals aren't taking off. Our relationships aren't taking off the way they should. Like, things are held at a certain level because there's not true resonance, because the authenticity, like the dial is just off a little bit. And the authenticity is there right under the surface, but it's a behavior. I think that it's almost like a chosen facade that we have to have the courage to put aside and come out as our true selves, right? How do we really feel? What do we really think? What do we really want? And we can't be afraid that that is going to cost us our pride, our control, our position, our relationships. It's like we have to be true to ourselves, come hell or high water. And by doing that, by taking that risk, by making that sacrifice, we then ensure that what we bring in is secure and sustainable and long-term, because it is authentically in alignment with our authenticity. And we are in alignment with our authenticity, and so it will resonate in a sustainable way. But we have to get there. We have to be able to be free enough, right? Another message that keeps coming up recently in January is about letting go. And it's not just about, like, there's parts of our life that we're letting go from the past and we're moving forward, right? And then there's part of letting go is letting go of our grip on control, right? Just let go, right? Let loose, be free, let your hair down, kind of let go. Let go of worrying, let go of obsessing, just let it go. Let go in every sense, but think of it as putting down a burden so that you can be free and unencumbered and light, right? And free of worry. Let's go ahead and read Sophia and the storm, and then we'll move forward. Okay. Human wisdom comes from personal experience, but divine wisdom is unknown to our life experience. When we ask for help, we are asking for guidance from a source greater than us, a great unknowable mystery. When we receive it, it is often life-altering and affects us in ways beyond our comprehension. The Gnostic goddess Sophia, who brought the material world into being, arrives to show you how fate and destiny operate in relationship to synchronicity. Ooh, that reminds me of, I don't know whether it's just in the commentary of the Zohar, or if it's in the Torah, in the Hebrew translation of the Old Testament, but in the portion of Bereshit, I remember reading the Hebrew translation once and remembered thinking, like, in the beginning, there was, the original translation is, in the beginning there was wisdom. So that's the beginning of creation, right? The womb, the divine feminine, Sophia, was the womb of creation, where the light in the masculine sense of sharing was able to come through into a space to take form, to take shape, right? That's why the feminine is the boundaries, the shape, the holder, the container for this like explosive energy in creation. The Gnostic goddess Sophia, who brought the material world into being, arrives to show you how fate and destiny operate in relationship to synchronicity. When you least expect it, opportunities and meetings spring up out of nowhere. Your life begins to work out, and you sense your alignment with a higher purpose and power. Trust you are divinely protected and directed. Practice the act of faith before results. We talk about certainty on this channel. Certainty is faith beyond reason. No matter what the circumstances appear, you know that the creator is involved anyway within everything and can turn it in your favor the moment that you know that that's possible. And there's no need for a process to prove your faith to yourself. It's just all about realigning vibrationally, energetically. Trust you are divinely protected and directed. Practice the act of faith before results. This is an essential key in co-creating your world. So something kismet and divinely orchestrated is coming through, and it's going to be influential. I'm excited. Very exciting. Okay, and then we were going to read the storm. The storm is going to bring with it the kismet coincidence, or the coincidence is going to bring with it a storm, one or the other. But I think it's going to be good. It's going to shake things up in a good way. Because that's where the whole thing has been leading us, you know, all of these messages. Ooh, the storm. Okay, you guys, hold on to your seats. The chaos, the whirlwind, the disorder. Possessing an energy much like the Tarot's Tower card, the storm undoes all that is. Everything that was solid, known, and relied upon is stripped away by the winds of fate. The ground becomes the sky becomes the center, and then the center disappears. The storm is a great equalizer, no matter how far we've come on the path, no matter our age, wealth, or wisdom. We can't hide from its savage winds. Their disturbing howls stir anxiety and make it impossible to see and think straight. You must wait it out. If you try to fight the storm, you will lose. A better option is to seek temporary shelter and a reliable friend when all else fails, go within. There, for a moment, you settle into the eye of the storm. When all else fails, go within. There, for a moment, you settle into the eye of the storm. When light, meaningful obliteration and annihilation. When dark, meaningless disorder and dysfunction. To go deeper, the tornado scene in The Wizard of Oz. Ooh, I like that. Rilke's The Man Watching. The storm lays bare the truth that there are forces larger than you. This understanding is a relief, but also a predicament of power that requires your surrender. A predicament of power that requires your surrender. I think that's a continuation of the theme that we have been dealing with already. And I think that the storm is coming and the Scorpio is involved, and we're going to have to lean in and listen for our divine guidance within, because, and I think that the synchronicities are going to send us signs that things are okay. Because I think that the opportunity that we are moving toward in February and that presented in March is going to have a sudden twist that's going to leave us feeling very uncertain, very vulnerable, and very scared and scarce. And that is the test, because it is testing our certainty. It is testing our threshold for uncertainty. or standing in a void without being able to see a clear answer, right? Standing in the midst of uncertainty and choosing certainty. Yeah, something is going to be changing the way that our lives really have been up until this point, and it's going to start showing that evidence in the spring. But I think that it's not going to have this perfect landing, right? We're not going to stick that landing. We're supposed to have a rough landing. And that's like kind of like the final testing to make sure that we are, that we have eyes open, and that we are true to ourselves, and that we are continuing to embody the growth, right? And be earnest and be safer to be true and seen and authentic, right? More secure in ourselves in that. And that's going to be the challenge, I'm sure. Okay, we're going to pull a couple of tarot cards and then a couple of straightforward oracle, and then we're going to finish with a winged enchantment. Yay! All right, what do we need to know for the 4 weeks of April? What's going to be playing out? What is our story looking like? What do we need to know for our highest good so that we can navigate April in our higher selves and create more harmony and bliss and open up more potential? Okay, ooh, shit. Okay, so the storm has 3 of swords underneath it. So yeah, some kind of heartbreak, some kind of miscommunication, or a separation. You may have to be finally saying goodbye to something that never worked in order to make room for something that wants to come in. Or you may have something that comes in, and like we said, it gets hairy for a minute and things look to be uncertain, and you're gonna feel kind of heartbroken and it's gonna sting, but it's something necessary to teach you how to be strong within yourself and tune into that divine wisdom and guidance and hold that center and be true to you. And then, we'll see what unfolds. I feel like the new thing will sort itself out. The old thing is done. And the new thing, it's all about having trust and not blowing a gasket right in the middle of it, right in the beginning. Practicing that self-mastery, self-control. The devil, right underneath divine wisdom. So, devil is Capricorn energy. And something is materializing and becoming solid, right? Something is manifesting in the material world. That's one of the lessons of the devil card and the representations of Capricorn. The downside, the downer of the devil card is it's that ego coming in, or the devil uses the ego to come in and tell you this story that there can't be any other way, that there's no other option, that you're backed against a wall, and that there's no other choice. And look, these people are chained, but they can take off their shackles. They're loose. They're choosing to be there, and they can remove themselves from these circumstances or the situation at any given time. But the illusion of the devil is that you're trapped, or that you're forced into a situation that you don't want to be in. And that's never the case. You always have options. The divine wisdom that crowns you in this fear, lack, doubt moment in the midst of this breakup, this is in response to the painful and uncertain situation that you're in. This is a response to the storm. And the ego is going to be like, here's the safe way out. Here's a defense mechanism. Here, you can be avoidant. Here, you can shut down. But you can't. You have to have the difficult conversations. And you have to have the honest conversations and let yourself be seen, even at the risk of failure and mockery and rejection. I've been publicly ridiculed and mocked and laughed at, and I've lived to tell the tale, and quite frankly, it's created this thick skin in me, and I don't really care what people think. Not in the greater whole. I mean, yeah, one-on-one, like it's still like Julia Roberts, you know, in the Notting Hill, when she's like, I'm still just a girl standing in front of a boy asking him to love her. Like, that's how I kind of feel, like, on an individual one-on-one basis with the world. Like, but overall, I feel comfortable to be who I am and say who I, you know, say what, you know, what I really think. And I'm willing to take the blowback. It's harder in relationships that, of course, that I have like intimate bonds with, you know, the people that are closest to me, but that's true for everyone, and that's the lesson, right? That's how we have to learn and grow. And that's going to be the lesson here, is to be able to be honest and true and sincere and not shut down and not feel stuck, but to have faith and certainty that everything can be spun around and turned in your favor and give you the favor and grace the moment that you decide that that's possible in the situation. All right, what else do we need to know about the devil? You might literally be in separation or in like a miscommunication or something with a Capricorn. Ooh, stalemate. So the Two of Swords is like, she's got a blindfold on. She's in a stalemate, like she's in this like inner battle within her mind. She's conflicted inside and she doesn't know which way to go. And then like she's shutting herself off to how she really feels, right? The swords are here. She's she's covering up her feelings with thinking herself in circles, right? And what she needs to do is put her swords down and tune into the heart, right? Uncross the legs, uncross the arms. She's just closed off. And there's, you know, this sea of emotion behind her. And she's not paying attention to it. She has her back turned on all the feelings, right? So be true to your feelings. Be honest about them. And don't be afraid to communicate them, and tune into divine wisdom about this. But yeah, I think don't let yourself get in a stalemate of, sometimes it can be equal opposing forces. Like you can feel confident about something, but have hidden unworthiness hidden underneath and not even see it, right? That's canceling it out. So be mindful of if you're pulled in two different directions in your mind. Tune into how you feel. If your feelings conflict your thoughts and you're just like, oh, you know, try to sort yourself out. Try to find that balance again. But take the blindfold off and take yourself out of the illusion of being trapped or stuck, because that is the trick of the devil. And the devil does anything it can, the opponent, to slow you down from progress, to keep you small, to keep you from transmuting your own ego, to keep you from changing the world and making it a better place. So it can distract you with all kinds of things. It can just distract you with complacency, comfort, indecision, you know, all kinds of things. It doesn't have to be very dramatic at all. It can be very subtle. Okay, ooh. Oh my God, Nine of Swords. Y'all, April, I mean, April can usually bring some crazy energy with it. It's ruled by Mars, right? But Nine of Swords, losing sleep, needless worry, like literally all you have to do is let go of the illusion of what seems to be taking place. This upset was always planned to happen just to see what level you're at with your trust and certainty that things can turn around in your favor, and that whatever is meant for you will be for you. And what is not meant for you was never for you. And so we don't need to ask and continually reach for something. We can put our desire out there, but if it's not right, it's like, yeah, it'll be delivered to us if we keep on. We can force it by will, but it will never be right, and it will always cause chaos and upheaval. Even if something's meant for you and you grab it too soon, it can lead to chaos and upheaval, right? And so we need to be patient, trust, and take our time, and be confident that the Creator has us in the Creator's hands, and everything is just as it should be, and that you can pause You can take a look at the situation. You can evaluate how you feel and what your gut is telling you and what your higher wisdom is telling you when you pray. Pray out loud. Tune in with Creator every day about this until you get answers. And as you get answers, really follow that guidance and embody that. But whatever you do, cultivate that sense of inner peace and hold on to it, because that is what's going to stabilize the situation. But all the emotions right now are causing, it's just perpetuating kind of like more storm, more chaos, and it's senseless. So just try to rein it in and try to pay attention to your feelings. Don't ignore them. Don't bury them under the rug. Don't bypass, but work with them and let them show you the message of what's going on, and then take your time so that you can proactively and consciously choose and act according to your free will, the way that you're being led. Okay, so let's pull a couple of straightforward oracle cards to clarify. Let's clarify the Three of Swords. Ooh, okay, I think it's that one on the bottom. Oh, creation phase 3. Oh my God, I knew it. Okay, you guys. This is the test. This is one of the final tests. So creation phase 3, there's 4 phases of creation that we learn about in Kabbalah. Creation phase 1, to sum it up quickly, is when you get an idea and you have a passive desire and you're like, oh, that would be cool, but you're not really like all balls to the wall about it yet. Suddenly in phase 2, you're like, no, this could really be a thing. I'm really excited about this. And your passion gets ignited and you get turned on, and something inside of you says, you know what, I'm driven. I need to make this happen. I want to share this with the world. I want to do this. I want to create this or whatever. I want to go after this. I want to pursue this. And so you're in this honeymoon phase of inspiration, and you're working hard, and you're devoted, and you're committed, and your heart is alive about it, right? And you're involved in the process, and you have like a hunger and a desire and a pleasure in doing the thing, right? And connecting with it and putting work towards it. And it creates passion and love in you, and you have joy in the process. And the process is doing very subtle spiritual work on you while you're doing it, right? So that's phase 2, and you're working and working and working. But then in phase 3, you're kind of hitting a wall, because you are continuing to give effort, right? And you're not seeing the results that you expected. And you're even pushing yourself further, and you're presented with this big sacrifice, this big initiation where you have to put yourself on the line, you have to take the risk, and put yourself out there, and it's like, or overcome that weakness that you've always had. And you do it, and it still doesn't seem like it's gonna happen. The test is to see if you've developed the emotional maturity to see past the illusion that the opponent wants you to think that, oh, this is cursed, right? This is cursed by the devil. It's not blessed. It's never going to work out. So all of these challenges and these obstacles are just telling me that I'm not meant to do it, that I'm meant to quit. And that is the lie. That is the lie that the opponent brings. What you're being asked to do is persevere, to be victorious, to have faith that what is promised in your heart, in your soul, that you know that you're meant to do, that you're meant to express or to have in this world, that you're meant to go after it with a freaking conviction and a vengeance, with a backbone, right? And the life is going to challenge you. It's going to try to break you down and push you and be like, quit hitting yourself, quit hitting yourself, quit hitting yourself, to see if you're going to be like, no, I am going to quit hitting myself. I'm about to hit you, life. I am going to hit you with my best. I'm going to show up, and I'm going to evolve, and I'm going to transcend all this bullshit, and I'm going to get this fucking pot of gold that I'm after, because I'm worthy of it and I deserve it, and I know that I'm claiming my inheritance, right? So creation phase 3 is when all looks bleak and like it's been all for naught. Keep going, keep pushing through, because that is the initiation that opens up the manifestation to come through, right? And then during that process, you build the vessel that is strong enough to sustain the fulfillment, the enjoyment, and the stability of keeping what you are manifesting, right? To keep that resonance, to keep the appreciation for it, to keep making an effort. A great example of this is like in a new love situation. It's like you go after this partner, but then once you have them, it's like you let yourself go. You don't make an effort anymore. You don't go out on dates. The whole thing fizzles out. But then you see couples who have, 50-year marriages that are still just as in love as ever, having a great time on date night. And you're like, what's the difference? And it's because those people knew that the relationship wasn't a one and done, that it's something that they show up to as a sacred devotion and a practice that they create every day, that they choose to create, and that they have to work at and work on and maintain that appreciation, right? So once you're in a long-term commitment, you live in phase 3 with moments of phase 4, which is that fulfillment, right? You're hoping as long as you can proactively stay in phase 3, which is pushing yourself outside of your comfort zone, not being lazy, making an effort, always pushing yourself past, so that you're past your comfort zone, so you're growing, you're expanding, and you're growing alongside your partner, or your company's growing with you. You know what I mean? So it's like you're always wanting to keep pushing and evolving to maintain that appreciation and that satisfaction. It's when we just sort of like become complacent that the passion dies. And so when the passion dies and we're not really connected with that like excitement about it anymore, that's when our progress dies, right? Because that excitement, that passion is like the magic juice that creates all of the action that's happening. Okay, so what else do we need to know about, let's clarify the devil. What do we need to know about the devil card? Emotional renewal. The dark cloud is lifting. Epiphanies, new outlook, transformation. You're truly on the mend, on your way to healing, a brighter outlook. I love this because it's like divine wisdom is on top. That opponent is always there. It's going to be with us forever, so we're never going to quite get rid of it, but it looks like we're actually overcoming it, and we are connecting, we're bypassing that devil, and we're being renewed by our divine wisdom. Brighter outlook, rejuvenation, recovering from burnout. Ooh, so phase 3 is like avoiding burnout, right? Recovering from burnout, pushing through. Managing your depression, having done the work, able to leave the past behind. That's definitely a big theme, is moving on from the past, moving forward, joy and happiness. I love that. And so this 2 of Swords is like choosing within yourself to move forward, to make it a fresh start, to not worry about things like you did in the past. Don't torture yourself over things like you did in the past. Let go of the characters and the themes that didn't work out in the past, and open yourself up for a new experience. And when we're talking about things from the past, it's like things that have been around for years. I think things that have presented in recent times that are new, like within the last year or 2, that's like kind of like the new, it's like the bridge to the new you. So I think that, yeah, it's like these themes that have been with us for many years. Okay, so under 2 of Swords, we have conflicting desire, which is basically the same card, very similar. A conflicting desire is causing the block. A fear or defense mechanism is hiding the subconscious and is causing a block. Sometimes what we want has a difficult time entering our life because there is a conflicting desire that is causing dissonance. It is important to dig deeper to find out what this is. Is it a conflicting desire, a fear, or a defense mechanism? What is the core root of the belief behind the belief? What are the triggers that surround this desire, this belief? Where did these triggers and beliefs first begin? What falsehoods and negative beliefs can you release to help clear this block? Very interesting. Our cards can't be more uniform and like on the nose here. Let's clarify the 9 of Swords. Affect consciousness. Oh. It's like it's so on the nose. Okay, so 9 of Swords is senseless worry. Affect consciousness is when you are affected by your outer circumstances. Cause consciousness is when you are aware of the outer circumstances and you can observe everything that's going on, but you are not affected by it. You can maintain your inner sense of peace. You can maintain your inner sense of calm. You can maintain your center, your core, your frame, your mindset, your perspective. You're not so mutable and enmeshed, right? Affect consciousness is a really big opportunity is presenting, but I'm not quite sure whether this is quite right, but I'm scared to miss out on it, so I just jump on it. And then it's the wrong thing. And I didn't take my time and use my wisdom to discern. That's affect consciousness. That comes from thinking, I'm going to miss out. Scarcity, lack, doubt, fear. Affect consciousness. Somebody said something that was insulting about, like indirectly about me and my lifestyle near me. Affect consciousness is taking it personally and getting offended and upset and letting it like hurt my feelings and like make me second guess myself. Cause consciousness is, I mean, everybody's entitled to their own opinion. It has nothing to do with me. I'm wonderful, right? So to have affinity with the light, the creator is eternal, right? And the definition that has been presenting to me of eternal is not necessarily a linear like time where it always has been, it always will be. To me, eternal has come to mean that it is perpetual, sustaining. It doesn't fluctuate, it doesn't change, it's unchanging. And so to be eternal is to have cause consciousness, right? When we have cause consciousness and we want to be the cause, the creator of the situation, right? We want to be the energetic influence in any given situation. We want to be intentful in any given situation, right? Being the cause is like saying, okay, the creator in the Big Bang, in the scientific way it played out, in the metaphysical way it played out, the consciousness said, let there be light. And there was a great cataclysmic explosion, right? That brought forth the light that held the whole universe in it. So that's the cause, right? Something happens and then an effect happens. So in order to have affinity with the light, we need to learn how to be so eternal in our cause consciousness that we are unaffected by the winds of change. Not emotionally, our faith isn't affected, our certainty is not affected, our inner peace is not affected, our joy is not affected, our goodness is not affected, our love is not affected by the winds of change. We are strong in our core, in our center. The eternal, the consciousness, the affect consciousness, cause consciousness. There was another point that had come through, and I didn't get to say it. But yeah, it's about being that co-creator, taking that sovereignty, being eternal. Oh, I know what it was. Because, so the most powerful and influential influence, energetically speaking, in any given room is going to be the most consistent vibration. The strongest, highest, most consistent. If you can raise your vibration and keep it there, you can affect any room that you walk in because everything else in that room is in flux. 99.9% of the rest of the world is not thinking, not even aware of cause consciousness versus effect consciousness. So if you can get to the point where you can train yourself into a certain state of consciousness, into a certain feeling state, and you can arrange your life so that it reflects what nurtures that ultimate authentic love in you, that's part of it right there. You're co-creating an environment of love for yourself where you're perpetuating this radiance, right? So when we do that, when we can set our vibration like a thermostat, then we're influential. Then we can affect, we can shift the energy around us. We don't even have to do anything. We can be in a room full of people who are upset, and our calm, centered, peaceful, certain, not panicked energy can calm everyone down and bring harmony to the whole thing. So that is your job as a spiritual alchemist, and that is the assignment for this month. So let us finish with a winged enchantment. What is our bird messenger telling us? What do they have to tell us? Who's our guide for the month? Oh, the magpie. Oh my gosh, my best friend Trace, who is now in the astral realms, he was the magpie, and the illustration of the face coming through in this card looks a lot like him. Love him, miss him every day, but he often comes to visit. He came to visit me the other day. Okay, magpie. I am magpie, the grand master of complexity. I am dabbler, thief, magician. I am the great illusion, reflecting multiplicity of experience. Things may not be what they seem, but they could be better than you had ever imagined. There may be tricks about, but you need to stay one bold step ahead. Cause consciousness. I am here to discern your true colors and coax them out into the light. What bold ideas are you hoarding in the safety of your nest? What precious gems lay hidden beneath the trash heap of wasted time and squandered resources? I am here to unearth the treasure and hold it up to the light. What bold new colors reveal themselves? What shadows are creeping up from behind? What conversation are you avoiding with your internal chatter? It is time to shed the safety net and go for the most dazzling jewels of your experience. You have caught my attention. You have raised the stakes. You are shining in the light. You are magpie. We are magpie! All right, y'all, I'm so excited. April looks like it's gonna torture us, but if we can just remember, save this video in a playlist and refer back to it. But the storm is the initiation moment. We're supposed to be walking through it. The problems that we're facing are an illusion, and the key to solving them is certainty, trust, confidence, and being really honest and authentic and vulnerable with who you really are, how you really feel, and what you really think, right? All right, you gotta let people see you. Yeah, best of luck out there. Godspeed, y'all. Oh, it's my birthday this month. Like this video, subscribe.